So this was actually a video I wanted to do for quite a while, but since we were nearing the end and there might have been an additional 1 to 2 reasons that may have come up, I want to wait a little bit to make this video. But you guys can read the title. This is why I hate the Create a Card project from that Yu-Gi-Oh has done. I'm gonna give you guys my reasons, and I'm gonna give you a little bit of the history and drama surrounding this whole project. But before I do that, 38% of people who watch my videos are unsubscribed. So if you like Yu-Gi-Oh discussions, you like watching market watches, you like Yu-Gi-Oh discussions and openings, and good openings, mind you, because I try to find older, good product that people like to see opened, subscribe. And if you like this video or you like me making more discussions, smash the like button. Also, if you're buying cards off TCG Player, please use my affiliate link down in the description below. Helps out the channel to no additional cost to you. And I have a Twitter, actually. You guys should follow it in the description as well. But I'm just going to get right into this. So the reason why I don't like Create a Card Project is because just by the title alone, it's going to create drama. Because let's just take something random here. Sylvan Cyber Angel, right? Whichever wins, people are going to bitch that the other one needs support more, and they should get support regardless, and yada yada. And then they're going to start hating this archetype, and people are just going to really start disliking each other, and there's going to be a bunch of bitching, a bunch of drama. Oh, but my archetype wasn't chosen. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you can't be upset that your archetype wasn't chosen. If you're upset that, let's just say, because I know Hazy Flame, and you guys are wondering probably why this is here. Hazy Flame's actually here because it's very popular in Duel Links. If you're a player who's been playing the game for maybe at least 2 days or so, you'll know that Hazy Flames aren't worth a shit in itself. This came out of Cosmo Blazer. I remember it was cute actually for one whole set, right? Just Cosmo Blazer, it was cute for one set. It had its 1 month, and nobody really cared about it. So, you know, I know people were really upset this didn't win, and you're allowed to be upset that your archetype that you think needs support, regardless if you're right or not, get support. That's fine. But the thing is people are gonna start bitching. They're gonna be trying underhand methods, which brings me a reason too. Let's go. Valkyries versus Insectors. All right, we're gonna get to these two, but botting. So, and what I mean by botting is people actually went through the effort to bot votes for certain archetypes to win and lose. Now, you guys know that Insectors already won here, so you already know the outcome. But what makes it even more pathetic is that people actually try to bot, and if you guys don't know that exact definition, is buy votes, manipulate votes, use bots in order to vote on Twitter, which it really wasn't that secure. I mean, it's a Twitter vote contest. This wasn't super thought out, but I personally think that maybe you should have gone through a little more effort to vote. I mean, my personal opinion on it is maybe you should put your Konami ID. I think that would have been cool, but I mean, that might start problems in of itself, but it's a lot more secure because you can't make up Konami IDs. You really only get one. There's way less votes, but I think it would have been better. But the fact is, it's very easy to manipulate these votes, and even though there was only a certain amount of proofs for certain matchups being botted and not that many, I honestly think every single match had some type of bots put in, and you're not really gonna be able to convince me otherwise. And that's what kind of sucks, because the whole Creative project was basically based around trying to have all these archetypes, bring the community together during these bad times where you can't really play Yu-Gi-Oh! IRL. I mean, you can, some locals are open. That's a whole nother basket that I don't really feel like getting into. But it's very tough time to actually play the card game right now. And Konami wanted to do something very nice. I actually really do like the thought that went into this. And I mean, worst case scenario, something's getting support, so it's kind of cute. But we're going to go over this a little more. But yeah, people have botted for Valkyries, which, if you have to bot for Valkyries, there's so many at least okay archetypes. Like, I know people don't want to talk about this, but Fire King, I like X-Sabers way more. But Fire King would have been cute to get some archetype, some support. If you could have bought for that, you could have bought for X-Sabers, bought for Mermail, you know, sure, Photon. You know, there's so many other things you could bot for, and you bought it for Valkyrie. Like, they're stupid, and then there's just you're a loser. Like, you bought it for Valkyries. Wow. You're pathetic. That's all I have to say. Like, botting itself is stupid, but like, it's a new low. It's like, now I'm gonna get to the third reason, is that it kind of pitted the YugiTube or the Yu-Gi-Tubers and their communities a little bit against each other. Like, for example, I think it's MST TV. If I get this wrong, I'm sorry. Wanted Injectors to win, and he offered prizes. Is this bribery? No, it's not bribery. However, can people see it as scummy? Sure, if that's your viewpoint on it. What do I think? Honestly, at that point, I was so pissed off at the finals. I actually don't like Inzektor's, but I wanted to win more than Photon. But we're gonna talk about Photon, trust me, buddy. We're gonna talk about fucking Photon. Alright, y'all aren't prepared. But, you know, people were really upset with that, so a lot of people actually will probably permanently hate MSTV just because you want to see his Inzektor's get support, which is really stupid. Some other people, like, I know Triff wanted Dynamis to win, and oh, this was just a pairing itself. People got very mad that Lightstorm didn't go past round 1. I'll be honest, that started my disbelief in this Create a Card project. It was the botting, and then this happened. I was like, nope, this is going very wrong. But yeah. So a lot of people are like kind of not liking Triff and these Dynamis fans. I know Dynamis fans are supposed to be seen as like the good, friendly guy. I don't care. I really don't. Like, obviously, you should be friendly. It's just a game. Don't get me wrong. But, like, I don't really feel like stereotyping Yu-Gi-Oh! Players, like, as a serious note. Like, all Dynamis players are friendly. Like, first of all, go try to find a Dynamis player. People voting for Dynamis probably didn't even play Dynamis. Like, 90% of them. Let's be honest here. These people who voted Lightstorms probably played Lightstorms. But yeah, so we're going to get into a little, before I state a few more reasons, which will come throughout later, and if you're wondering why this video isn't organized, I think videos on top of the head are sometimes a little bit better, but, oh, speaking of which, by the way, sorry for the randomness in the middle of the video, but I love drinking Coca-Cola right after a shower. I don't know why. Just something refreshing about it, but we're going to get right into it on what I actually think about a little bit of these matchups and everything. So the Weather versus the Gradle, both of these actually need support. And what irritates me is you can easily talk, because this was for one card, mind you, not a wave of support, which it should have been. It was for one singular card, right? And this is again why Photons are going to irritate me. Is that this really, both of them needed support. Weather ended up moving up, but this started kind of the drama within the Create a Project community, or not really community, just the Yu-Gi-Oh community in general, on the people who actually decided to care about this. By the way, if you actually didn't care about this, you didn't bother, that you actually won. You could just avoid stupid Twitter drama. Congrats. You know, so the Weather one, they need support, but you can easily just toss, like, you can take one of the random Garble cards, make it one or two Gradle cards, throw it into a core set. Gradle people will be happy, and absolutely nobody will notice, even the people voting for Gradle. So the Weather one, and this is another big problem, I guess the fourth thing, is that the Create a Card project caters to casuals. You might think that that's toxic of me saying that. I don't mean this in a toxic way. Any game that you play, it doesn't matter if this is Yu-Gi-Oh, a card game, a video game, casuals are always the majority. So, in a way, casuals will always move the game forward. And what I mean by that is when you have something what is more popular, something that should be so obvious on what should win right here is Lightstorm, right? Dynamis ended up beating by a very good percentage, by the way. I think it was like 10, 13, something like that. I know this was 13 for sure, because this irritated me, but Lightstorm's lost, not because they're not the better archetype, but because casual players did not want to see Lightstorms be competitive again. They'd rather have Dynamists, right? And that's something I really didn't like, is this whole thing is really only catering to one side of the community, because at the end of the day, casual is going to go over competitive at this point, and I feel like in Create a Card project to counter this is, and guess what, hot take here, Lightstorm shouldn't have even been here. I don't even think Lightstorm should have been here in general for Create a Card, right? Because they're fine, you know, Lightstorms have had such a legacy, and they'll still be used in the future in Chaos stuff. Like, you think there's never going to be some Lightstorm something in another top table ever again? Think again, right? That's not going to happen. You want to give Lightstorm support, maybe reprint Minerva, and that's a good start. But the fact is, this shouldn't even be in here. Create a Card project should have had all casual, almost non-meta decks, right? Like, X-Sabers used to be meta like a decade ago, right? So that's fine. I think that's okay. But Lightstorms have been prevalent ever since they've come out. In fact, I don't know if there's actually a deck that's more prevalent in competitiveness, because I know someone is gonna type, but heroes, I don't care. Then Light Swarm, right? Like Inzektor's, okay, it's not like a decade ago, it's like maybe 8 years ago. I remember this because I actually, Inzektor's were the first competitive deck I actually played against, because, and I was like 12 or 11. I absolutely hated Inzektors. In fact, I still probably have a dislike in them somewhere in my heart, just like Photons. I really did not enjoy the finals, guys. But, yeah, and if you guys hear anything in the background, it's like mating season for cats or something near me, so sometimes there's like random cats outside, so if you hear some yowling, I don't know, they do that, it's weird. But they're friendly, actually. But, yeah, you know, Sylvans, right? Never exactly meta, but people really like these. Cyber Angel, you know, Fire King, Fortune Ladies. I mean, Mermail, again, Mermail shouldn't have been in here. Frog, I don't know. I don't really know about Frog. But the point I'm trying to make is they should have had better archetypes here, and they should have had competitive archetypes, because they will automatically lose. In fact, the most competitive archetype, in my opinion, besides Inzektors that got anywhere close to semifinals was X-Sabers, and I think it's because their matchups getting there were just a lot smoother, right? Like, if Dynamis and X-Sabers fought, you know, X-Sabers would have lost round 1 and nobody would have cared. But yeah, as for that, if you guys actually want to know what I wanted to win, I'm going to give you guys my top 3. No particular order. Sylvans, I actually think Sylvans are one of the most fun decks. I remember when they first came out. I don't remember, I think it was Legacy of the Valiant they came out. I may be wrong, but they were just super duper fun. Deck was super expensive back then, actually. I actually remember trading a Secret First Ed Dante for the core, though, when it was way cheaper. And, oh, man. My teammate still has the deck. I actually really love Sylvans. When we had Soul Charge, the deck was really awesome. It's just rank 8 spam, but in like a fun plant version. Because excavating in that deck is just so fun. X-Sabers, you know, I'm a fan of X-Sabers. What can I say? I really like X-Sabers. They're fun. And then my third pick actually is Mermail, because I think Mermail is just super fun. I think it's a very skillful deck. I think that it had its time in the limelight, but it was always a very healthy competitive deck. Kind of like Sky Striker, and I know that sentence pissed people off, but Sky Striker was a healthy competitive deck. Engage is kind of stupid, but, you know, besides Engage, right? They could, you know, because they were just like, yeah, draw a card. I'm like, oh, okay, that's all I had to read. But yeah, that's my top 3 picks, and I think that the only one that actually gave a fuck was Sylvans in second place. But yeah, I just remember the finals, especially with Inzektors and Photons being so toxic. But there's another reason. The last reason is I hate Photons with a passion, because they're kind of like heroes. They always get support at every single turn. And you guys see I have another tab open. I'm gonna explain why. This is one card, right? So while trying to attempt to think that the Yu-Gi-Oh community is smart, or that they can make well thought out decisions when it comes to this game, is just idiotic in itself. And honestly, I'm just living in Disneyland. The fact of the point is, all this stupidity was on display, and I just absolutely hated it, because I actually argued with Photon stands. I actually wasted my time arguing with Photon stands. And, like, not all of them are stupid, but, like, a lot of them are stupid. So, the reason why I hated Photon isn't because I dislike the deck itself. In fact, in the anime of Zexal, Kite is actually a cool character. And the artwork for Photons is super cool. I just don't like the player base, because I don't know, they're just cringy. Like, I don't know why. Like, I expect that archetype to have, like, really cool people playing it, but it's not really that. But the fact of the matter is, this is one of the archetypes that Konami just absolutely loves, and they're gonna throw support at it, regardless of what people are playing it, how it's doing, anything, right? And we get some cards every single year. This is for one singular card, right? So why would you give Photon a card when it's not like they're one card away from greatness? No. People said that in 2017, 2018, 2019, and they're still saying, like, one card could maybe make it okay. Like, you got all this support and you're not even, like, tier 3 yet. At this point, you can't just keep throwing Photon support at it. you have to figure something else, or actually sit down and figure out what's wrong with this deck, right? One of the two. The best cards, like Galaxy Soldier, are used in other decks like Cyber Dragons. Like, ugh. And people love photons. I've always known this because not only can you find these people, but the prices of high rarity photons, like, they're just way too high. But point is they're getting a few cards in 2021. I already knew that. They're also getting their anime support still. Why should they get one more card out of all these archetypes? And no matter how much, I've explained that a lot, and I've had more than enough people agree with me on this, but some Photon people, man, it's like, no, dude. No, you're getting a couple cards. Like, let's pretend Photon loses, right? Let's just pretend, yeah, because, well, Photon did lose. We don't have to pretend. Injectors won, right? Injectors get one card, right? That could be bad. That's cute. You're still getting, like, 6, 7 cards. How are you supposed to be mad? Right? That's just so stupid to me. Like, in fact, speaking of Photon support, literally a few hours ago, Galaxy Eye Cypher X Dragon right here got announced. You're getting another card! Congrats! Injectors couldn't even have like 2-3 days to themselves, and I just find that absolutely hilarious. But yeah, guys, that's kind of why I don't like the 2020 Creator Card Project. I just think that a lot of botting, a lot of dumb drama, archetypes aren't supposed to be here. It's poorly mapped as well, along with all the other reasons I've said. I want to know what you guys think of this, though. Do you disagree? Do you agree? By the way, if you dislike the video, I'm automatically assuming you like Photon. You could dislike it. I don't care. You know, gets me more more attention, because dislikes are just like likes in the YouTube algorithm. I'm just telling you. I'm gonna assume you're Photon, and I'm gonna think you're dumb. I'm just kidding, by the way, guys. It's a fucking meme. If you like playing Photons, it's cool. It's big dragons. Who the fuck doesn't like big dragons? I mean, I voted for a tree. So, leave a like if you guys enjoyed. Subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.